Hey travelers, Chris here with another review. This one is a family and friends review, and what that means I've put an explainer at the end of this video. Okay, today we are looking at the Marriott Munich City West. Not to be confused with other Marriotts in Munich, there's actually multiple ones, but this one is a brand new, around 2 to 3 month old hotel in somewhat the center of the city. And I think the location is what we actually have to talk about as the first thing. You can see that it is fairly central, it is not too far away from the city center, but you can also see here it is basically enclosed by a lot of train lines, by industrial areas, larger streets, and that means that the view from the hotel is pretty much always this. So there are ups and downs to the location. It is very close if you want to go to the Oktoberfest, if you want to go to the new town hall, but let's see what we can find inside. As mentioned, it is a brand new hotel, and so we have to highlight just how nicely and modern the design is in this hotel. I think the planners did a fantastic job coming with these muted beige brown colors with some color accents here with the green and the lobby. You have this very open space with a bar at the lobby. I think it just looks fantastic. I am always a fan of new hotels over grand old hotels with a bit of an old school design. I absolutely love how they designed this. And I'm happy to report that it also means that the rooms are just as nicely designed. Once you step into the room, you're immediately greeted by these warm colors, these wooden tones, nice lighting, and also floor-to-ceiling windows. I think it looks fantastic. It's not the biggest room, of course, but you get a spacious bed, and I think, again, these like slight color accents with the orange here just looks fantastic in my opinion. I also like how it's extremely modern in regards to the light switches, the lamps, everything looks really fantastic. I think it is great, and you also have a little bit of a working desk here on the right side, as you can see, so you absolutely have the essentials. This is a bit more of a, I would say, conference hotel, so it is more on the functional side, but I think with the design it works super well. On the right side of the bed you can already see here there's also a coffee machine and a kettle for tea. You have a kind of standard Nespresso machine as well as some tea, and also a water kettle is in the trays below. Besides that, at the entrance you can already see here you can put your suitcases down. It's not the biggest space, so if you come with a lot of luggage it might be a bit tight. And then of course you have the bathroom. And here again, I just love the design. I love how they have these muted dark gray tones with the warm wooden tone, and you have this walk-in shower, rain shower. I think it looks fantastic. Honestly, I would be happy if this is my bathroom at home. So from my side, this is an A+ in design. I love the lighting. It's very, very bright and you feel immediately at home. So thumbs up for that. You do not have a bathtub though, so please take note of that if that is something that's very important to you. Besides that, on top there was also a little bit of a welcome greeting in the form of a Lebkuchenherz, a very traditional Bavarian snack. Next up, let's talk about the lounge, or called M Club here. And again, the modern theme is very consistent. You can see how it is quite bright. You again have these like warm colors with the warm light. It feels like quite a cozy place, maybe a couple too many chairs over there and tables, but I definitely like the design. You also have these ceiling lights. This is on the top floor of the building, so you really get this natural vibe, and you can see a picture from the evening. It gets a little bit of a more moody lighting. There are some snacks here and there you can see. It is definitely more on the basic side. You have your veggie sticks with dip, you have your bread with a couple of spreads, you have some fruits and some small canapes. This definitely does not replace a full meal, I would say, in the evening. It depends on how picky you are, but it is definitely nice to have. And there are also some warm dishes in the evening that are being offered, as you can see here. There's also breakfast at the lounge, which means that if you come with a status that gives you lounge access, you have to take the breakfast in the lounge. which is a bit of a downside, I have to say. I always like when I get the option to choose whether I want to go to the breakfast restaurant or to the lounge. Here it is, if the breakfast is not included, you will have to take it in the lounge, and it is a bit more reduced than in the restaurant. Unfortunately, no footage there, but you can see here as a comparison, the spread in the breakfast buffet in the restaurant looks really fantastic, and I've also read in other reviews good things about it. So it might be worth it to splurge for it if you're otherwise bound to the lounge. Otherwise, maybe if you're not the biggest breakfast eater, then it should be fine to just go with the lounge breakfast. Other than that, there's not a lot of amenities we can talk about. You can see here there's a very basic gym in the basement, and then as mentioned, this is a conference hotel mainly, I believe, because you have an incredible amount of different conference rooms. So if that is something that is important to you, definitely an interesting hotel to check out. But yeah, I guess that's not for most of my viewers of interest. So should you stay in this Marriott Munich City West compared to some other hotels, including other Marriotts? I think it's a great stay if you don't mind the immediate environment of a bit more industrial charm. And if you are really into modern hotels, I think this is a no-brainer at around 150 euros or so. This is quite doable, and I think it is beautifully designed. So if you're looking for a mid-level hotel in Munich, this should be definitely one of your choices. Alright, so let me just quickly explain what a family and friends video means. So as my YouTube channel has been growing a little bit, my friends and family members have reached out to me and said, hey, if we ever go to some interesting hotels, should we take some footage as well and send that back to you? And of course that's pretty nice, because we are quite focused, at least right now, as of making of this little video on Hilton and Intercontinental hotels. So it's nice to also have people who rather go to higher chains, to Marriott chains and so on. So how it works is that whenever someone in my personal field of acquaintances goes to any hotel, I basically have a little checklist of footage that I ask them to take. Now obviously this is just a friendly gesture of them, so usually these videos are not as, you know, extensive as maybe my own videos, but I think it might still help you. So we try to get as much footage as we can, and then afterwards, after the stay, we have basically a post-stay interview or a post-stay call where I go and talk through all of these things that you usually cannot capture on camera. So for example, how friendly was the staff, you know, were the rooms noisy, could you hear your room neighbors, and so on. And I try to take all of these into account and get a general feeling of how they like their stay, and that I put that into a video. So that's about it. So when you see this family and friends badge on my thumbnail, just know that's how we make those videos. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you like it. Cheers.